All right, Zach Wilkins, 5 days after winning your first tour title, you're the number one seed for the PBA Tournament of Champions. How do you describe the whirlwind of the last 5 weeks or 5 days?
Yeah, I don't even know if there's words to describe them. You go from the ultimate highest of highs by winning your first ever title, and then immediately get in the vehicle to come here and get ready for practice session and then bowl all the qualifying games. And I've never had to experience that. So I can wholeheartedly say that my first 10 minutes of warm up, I was very nervous, mainly because, after a win, you want to perform well to show that it wasn't luck. And I think my performance this week kind of showed that.
Yeah, a lot of people say, when someone breaks through and they finally win their first title, they can come in bunches now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you haven't won the title yet, but I mean, you're proven that the confidence that comes with winning a title can take you pretty far. What did you learn about yourself this week?
That I think I finally belong out here. It's been a very long journey of a lot of doubts and second guessing of is this really what I want to do for a living? Am I even capable of winning out here or even making TV shows? So I think, I'm going to soak this one in. We still got a lot of work to be done come Sunday, but the sense of finally belonging out here and that I can compete with these guys, I think it's real.
Sorry. On that note, describe to me the difference between bowling to prove you belong out here versus bowling knowing you do.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have an answer for that one. In my head, I just keep, going back to what I tell all my students back in KC is that just stick to your routine, stick to your process, because ultimately you are doing the right thing. You just got to believe in yourself that your process and your routine is going to, it's going to make you better. It's going to make you mentally better, physically better. You just got to put in the work, and I think all the years finally it's added up to this.
Your doubles partner AJ, he's sitting right here. He's been right behind you all week.
Yeah.
What does it mean to have that kind of support from someone you guys?
Yeah, it's fantastic. I would be right behind him if he was in this situation. So to have a really good friend be behind you, help you out, another set of eyes. It's awesome. It's fantastic.
All right, you got your first title on Sunday. Now you're going for a major title. Yeah. How exciting is that opportunity for you?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I can say that I won 1-for-1 at Bopo, and hopefully come Sunday I'm going to be 1-for-1 at AMF Riviera Lanes.
Perfect way to wrap it up. Thank you, Zach.
You're welcome.
All right, Alex Horton, you're going to be making your PBA Tour debut in the PBA Tournament of Champions. The smile just keeps growing as I keep talking.
Yes, sir.
How exciting is this moment for you right now?
It's amazing. This is something that I never expected would happen. I just wanted to get out the PTQ, try and get more reps in the main field, and to have a chance at the title, to be on TV. This is all amazing for sure.
What, the theme of this season has been the rookie success. Brandon Bonta wins the first tournament with the 300 game.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Grammer, Spencer Robarge. Even other rookies have been performing well throughout the season. How much have you been motivated and or inspired by the success of your fellow rookies?
Yeah, it's definitely inspiring. It feels like it gives other rookies an opportunity to be like, hey, we belong out here. We can compete for sure. And seeing specifically Brandon win that first title, that's what kind of also propelled me to come out and bowl. So, I'm just trying to etch my name with these rookies out here as well, and hopefully make an appearance for sure.
Yeah, you've got some experience bowling against Brandon Bonta on TV. I think
yes, sir.
diehard PBA fans will remember the Collegiate Invitational from 2023.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Some fond memories for you from back
then.
Hey,
if he gets to me, I might have to do it to him again. We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
All right, Alex, I know you grew up in the Eastern PA or New Jersey area. Parker Bowen is a big mentor for you.
Yeah.
Who are some describe the impact he had on you growing up in that region and some other role models you have in the sport.
Yeah, definitely. Parker, he took me under his wing like I'm his kid. I hang out with his kids all the time, and he's definitely a father figure for me for sure. Anything I need bowling related, he's taken care of. He's, just let me pick his brain about anything bowling related. I'd also like to shout out Wes Malott when I've went to school in Fort Wayne. He's also been a huge mentor for me, and he's taken care of me as well. So those guys definitely have, helped me get to where I am right now for sure.
Yeah, this is you're in contention at the TOC with Belmo, with Andrew Anderson, with Players of the Year. You haven't looked phased at any point so far. How are you so prepared for this moment?
Yeah, just taking it in stride. Really, this is a surreal moment. It might not look like it on the outside, but truly deep down, I'm grateful to be here for sure. So whatever the outcome is, I'll live with the result.
You got here because you won the RPI qualifier in the East last year, and for some reason I was following that fairly closely. And if I remember right, you weren't really ever leading that event until the very last game.
No, sir.
You were in second place throughout the way, and you ran down, I believe, Joey Pants for the title. Took a lot of resilience to get that one done. That was only 20 games or so. This was 42 games. How were you able to be at your best from game 1 to game 42, physically, mentally, emotionally?
Yeah, truly. Shout out to that experience at the RPI. It made me truly believe that and in a format like that, bowling with those many games, as long as I have good ball reaction, I'll be able to hang around. And so that's what I told myself today. I said, keep looking for the best ball reaction, make the best shots that we can, and we'll live with the result. So.
All right. Once you get through the PTQ this week, obviously that's one goal off the list. But
yeah.
At that point, you're bowling the TOC at AMF Riviera Lanes, the most historic venue that the PBA Tour has to offer. Just how were you able to? Just how excited were you for that opportunity just to bowl against Belmo and EJ on these lanes where Don Johnson one shot 299?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you had said, my first goal was to obviously get out that PTQ, and everything after that was truly a bonus. The experience is the most important thing for me specifically. Being a rookie out here is much different than anything that we've ever seen. So that experience means a lot to me for sure.
One of the last few games here, you were bowling against Zach Wilkins. You had the front seven, and there's a world where you get a couple hits there at the end, and you're making a run at the number 1 seed for this thing. How important was that game, and just what did you kind of grasp in the moment what you were doing at any point this week?
I would say, yeah, slowly. I would say maybe the match after that with Chris. That was when I was like, okay, let's take a sigh of relief here, just go out in close frames, and we'll be on the show. So.
Do you have any family coming up for the show?
Yeah, my dad's coming out, I believe. I don't know if anyone else is coming out, but I heard Wes and Parker might be coming out as well. So shout out to them if they are able to come out as well. So yeah, oh yeah.
I can't see Parker missing this.
Yeah, yes sir, yeah.
What excites you most about the opportunity to bowl for a PBA Tour major title on Sunday?
Yeah, I want to feel what it's like to be under the lights again. Obviously, I had made a collegiate show with the team behind me, so this will be all by myself. I'm looking forward to, being like that. I also want to experience what the fans are like on the TV show as well, so I'm excited for sure.
What should PBA fans know about you?
One thing to know about me? I'm an avid racquetball player, or anything with racket sports. So pickleball, table tennis, any sports. If anyone ever wants to smoke, you can come find me. I love all those sports. So yeah.
All right, Alex Horton. We'll see you on Sunday, and maybe on the lanes, maybe out at the racquetball court.
Yes, sir. All right, yeah. Appreciate it, Nolan. Thanks, Nolan. All righty.
All right, Andrew Anderson, the number 3 seed for the PBA Tournament of Champions, and now I will confess that I'm the one who hit your bowling ball before the round started.
Actually?
No.
Dude, that was unbelievable. Dude. Oh my God. What happened here?
All right, for those that don't know, walk us through how this evening started for you.
Yeah, I mean, all my bowling balls were behind 3 and 4, getting ready because I bowl on 9 and 10 to start the next block. So I was just like, I'll leave them out. I come back, and the ball I've used the entire tournament is out of my bag. And so, obviously, we go on the hunt. I have them looking at the cameras. They watch me put the ball into my bag. It's vanished. No clue. I asked all the players group. I mean, my yeah, I was hot. I was real hot. Still am. I want to know who did it. But long story short, they turned on the lanes. It came back on a random pair. And so it was in the back. So somebody threw my ball down there.
We can joke about this now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's a pretty stressful situation to be thrust in when you're already, in thick of things to make a show at a major. How were you able to reset and perform at your best?
Honestly, I didn't. The first game and a half, I was on tilt. I mean, it is what it is, It wasn't just because of that. I mean, my anxiety level
bowling for a TOC show. I mean, this place is electric. Um, yeah, I was just all over the place. I locked in quite well after that, but rough start tonight. Literally rough start tonight. Ironically enough, I threw the ball like one game. For the first time this whole tournament, only one game. So just how things work. Maybe somebody was telling me you don't need it tonight.
All right, Andrew, you've been bowling pretty well at the TOC the last few years here. I remember you made a run a couple years ago. What about you matches up so well in this building? What about the majors seems to bring the best out of you?
Yeah, I like longer formats. That's simple. When it comes to this building, I made my first TV show ever here back in 2018, and so like Jordan Spieth at the Masters, like you kind of can wind back time sometimes, and like I haven't been bowling my best this year. I'm kind of battling like a bum wrist, like day to day is just not consistent, and so I've been fighting that, and like just walking in here just gave me a good vibe. I mean, I just from the rip that first block I bowled some of the best bowling I've done in months. So just I think it's just a good feeling here.
I noticed during the last game there, at no point did you look super, I don't know, thrilled, excited. What are you feeling knowing that you're going to be the 3 seed for the show?
I wanted the 2 seed. That's what I was feeling. I threw some really bad shots earlier that game, and the thing about bowling in majors and TV shows is like the easier you can make it on yourself, the better. And like there was definitely some moments of time throughout the last couple of days that I just wasn't at my best, and I really felt like I could have given them a run at the 1st or 2nd seed, and that's where I was a little defeated. I think I'm just tired right now. I mean, the emotional, the physical thing is one, right? Like, but the emotional roller coaster you go on in match play at majors is second to none. And like, I really just let it all out tonight. I mean, I threw some shots with the wrong ball many times and just was trying to make it work. And I think it just really took its toll.
How do you you have a day and a half to reset now? What do you do to prepare yourself so that you're ready to go and you're at your max capacity?
I'm supposed to be at a wedding tomorrow in Michigan. I'm trying to make it work. I wouldn't call that chilling, you know. But one of my buddies get married. Brad, shout out. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it or not yet. Yeah. I have rituals, you know, like I'm a superstitious person of things I do before shows and like how much time I need, like what type of practice, things of that nature. And I think tomorrow is going to be very much an R&R, you know, like just honestly, like it hasn't hit me yet that I'm on the show type of feeling, and tomorrow it will. I'm going to really enjoy that and like just get settled in because, I mean, like Bonta, you have a major champion, you have Belmo, probably the GOAT, you know, in that first match. So there's no easy route here, you know, and I just got to be prepared for that.
All right, let's hope Bonta doesn't hear that you just put him in the same breath as Belmo for his own ego's sake.
He has a major title. He's going for Player of the Year this year. So, you know, there's some things on the line here.
For you, you've got 6 titles in 1 major. We all know what a second major would mean for you and title eligibility for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's something that's been on your mind the last few years here. How motivated are you to make sure that box gets checked off?
Oh, yeah. I mean, shoot. If you ask me why I show up in majors, that's why. You know, I think they just mean a little more to me. I know I'm in the middle of my prime. Like, I still got a lot of good bowling left, but, like, there's so many good bowlers, and, like, there's only so many opportunities. So when you make a show like this, you know, you have to take advantage of it. Obviously, there's nothing I want more in my life than to be in the Hall of Fame of bowling. It's what you grow up wanting. But as many people say, and my sports psychologist will definitely say, you know, one step at a time here. Got a lot of matches ahead. But, man, just so thrilled to give myself another opportunity at it.
Yeah, you said you're in the prime of your career there. I believe it was you shared something on social media today, like feels weird being a vet. You got 2 23-year-olds joining on the show today. How impressed have you been with this rookie class and just the last couple of years of young players?
Oh, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, we've been waiting for it, like, you know, the two-handed phenomenon and then just like college bowling, the elite athletes. You know, I've gotten the privilege to coach many of them, the Landon Jordans of the world, and Gianna. And so it is weird. Like 5 years ago, I started coaching them, and now they're beating me quite often. And so, like, at times I feel like a vet, but, like, if you ask somebody, I'm 30 years old. Like, I got called Unk, like, 4 times in my Instagram DMs. And I'm like, dude, what is going on here? Like, am I really at Unk status already? And so, yeah, I'm still trying to take the route of, like, I'm the veteran, but I'm also more experienced. Like, I have to lean on the experience side, not so much that I'm old. Yeah.
All right, Andrew, we'll see if you can put in your UNC status, your newfound UNC status to use on Sunday.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
Ready? Yeah. All right, Brandon Bonta, rookie season, and you're on another major final.
Yeah.
How do you begin to process? Because if you had said at the beginning of the year that you were going to make 2 major finals, win one of them, to call that a dream season, I think would be pretty unrealistic, and yet this is your reality. How do you process that?
Yeah, if you told me that, I'd probably say you're lying, to be honest. I mean, that's just extremely huge expectations, your first year out on tour, but having it to be reality is pretty freaking special, I would think. Obviously, making the TOC show where before even winning the first week, I wouldn't even be able to step foot in here and bowl because I don't have a regional title, so I couldn't even bowl a PTQ. So being able to bowl this event for the first time, be on the TV show of it, I mean, it's pretty special, and it's been a pretty unbelievable season.
What is it about these majors that brings the absolute best out of you? I mean, you win one, obviously the U.S. Open, you don't get to even bowl in it, but then you finish 6th at the Masters and now top 5 at the TOC.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think the longer formats, I know that they're not going to be huge, I guess, scoring fests. I mean, and then obviously I feel like I've just matched up really well to all 3 of the patterns that we've had or 4, I guess, because the players was 2, and I've just matched up really well, and I've been fortunate enough to make some really good shots through the major. So it's been pretty awesome.
We got Jason over here having some fun.
He's being nice.
What has prepared you most for these moments? I know you have a really strong support system and but the strong culture down in Wichita. But what has most prepared you for these moments?
Yeah, I mean, just giving me the self-motivation that I can do it. I mean, if you don't believe you can do it, you shouldn't be out here. So having that pride in yourself that you can beat the best in the world, I mean, that's what I can feel, and it's helped me so far.
Yeah, you beat one of the best in the world in EJ in your first matchup, and you got another one coming up on Sunday. How excited are you for that opportunity?
Yeah, I know. To be the best, you got to beat the best. So have a great match. That was a good one, Jason. I know you like that. What do you mean? You like that? Fine, I'll stop glazing him. My bad.
No, there's better. No.
What am I supposed to say?
No, nothing.
Tell me.
I was expecting some new age lingo. That's an old cliche. I grew up with that one.
Okay, here. Let me just beat Unk, and then he doesn't have to talk anymore.
That's better. I like that one.
All right, you're going to have to climb another ladder here on Sunday. You've done this before. What can you draw from your Players' Championship experience and tap into that on Sunday?
Yeah, it's just really staying focused on what the lanes are doing, obviously. You have all those matches, and I feel like if you get out of the first one, you have a pretty big advantage going into the rest of the games going forward, just because I think the lanes change pretty fast on this pattern. So having those games under your belt really give you the advantage and give you the confidence going through games where people are just going on the pair pretty fresh. So trying to stay on top of it and hopefully get out of that first game and then go guns a-blazing the next 3.
All right, last question for you here. Like you said, you started the season, you weren't even eligible to walk into this building.
Yeah.
And now you're going to bowl for a major title on lanes 27 and 28 at Riviera Lanes. That's hallowed ground. That's as famous as it gets in this sport. What excites you most about that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, knowing the historic event, I know how crazy packed this place gets on Sunday. I mean, I just can't wait for the atmosphere because I know that it's going to be legendary and it's going to be special. I mean, bowling is a place where we can get rowdy and we can get pretty animated as well. So I just can't wait for the atmosphere and get a little taste of it on Sunday.
I'm trying to wrap my head around, how do you go from not being able to be in the building to you fully belong and you feel like you're supposed to be here?
Yeah,
that's quite a 180.
Yeah, after the players, I think after I won, I think I just fully embraced that I can be the best player out here, and then I think that has helped me throughout the year, and then just given me the confidence to be able to perform under, I guess, the biggest tournaments that we have. So just having that self-confidence in myself that I'm supposed to be here is the key thing for having success this season.
You have a shot to really cement yourself in the Player of the Year race, let alone Rookie of the Year race. How do you get that done? How do you not let the stakes of that get too caught up in your head?
Yeah, I mean, those accolades, Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, they're pretty awesome. But being in the moment and winning 4 matches and raising that Tournament of Champions trophy at the end of Sunday is my main goal. So if I win, that's awesome, and my name is in the front runner for Player of the Year as well. That would be cool. But to be honest, that's nothing I'm really invested in right now. It's just trying to go win the Tournament of Champions on Sunday.
All right, Brandon, we'll see you on Sunday.
Let's do it, baby.
All right, Jason Belmonte,
Hi, Nolan. Hi, guys.
back in a major final at the TOC. 5 seed is probably not where you wanted to be, but how would you say you're feeling about being the number 5 seed with a shot to win another major title on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, look, anytime you make the show, you have an opportunity to still win the tournament. So, I'm very happy to have survived, considering with the position round to go, I was in 6th. So, if you ask me in the position round, if you're happy with 5, absolutely. Obviously, when I started the day and was able to get to the top seed, probably would have been a little bit if you had told me at the beginning of the day, hey, you're going to fall to 5th. But everything I tried tonight was just a little off, just a little wrong, a little too much, not enough, too quick, too slow, everything I did. And so I felt like I never had the chance to just kind of bowl very free. And then the last game, it's probably the most free I could feel, caught a couple of hits, and then, happy to get into the 5th seed.
You have some experience climbing the step ladder here, did so in 2023. What experience can you take away from your past wins in this building and on lanes 27 and 28 and apply that to Sunday?
Yeah, like you said, the last time I bowled on that pair, it was a long climb all the way up the ladder. So I think it's important for me to remember what each of those lanes do, and there is a little subtle difference between the two. So definitely going to go back into the Rolodex of memories and have a think about how I played them both and what I saw differently. And then, ultimately for me, no matter how much experience you have, it's about feeling comfortable for me. So, I want to try to feel as comfortable as I can, as quickly as I can. So I've got to lean on that experience in terms of feeling comfortable.
We've talked before about just the kind of aura that this building has, lanes 27, 28, going back 60 years of PBA history. You mentioned it kind of has like this field of dreams vibe to it. Every time you come into this building, how special is it to be able to compete here where the Don Johnsons and the Earls have competed before?
Yeah, look, and there's a lot of buildings that we go into throughout the years, and you remember old tournaments that have been there, but this one has probably seen some of the most iconic matches ever. And when you see that sign out the front door, and when you slide on these approaches, there is that field of dreams feel, because as untraditional as I bowl, one of the things that I will always be is a bowling lover. And the tradition of the game, I respect it. I respect those that have bowled strikes before me, and I look forward to watching the kids that will bowl strikes after me. So this building, if the walls could talk, I'm sure there's a lot of stories it could tell, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to have some of the stories in this building.
Speaking of the kids that are going to be throwing strikes after you got 2 of them on the show this week, 2 rookies. What have you made of this young crop of rookies this year and over the last year or 2 that have really taken the tour by storm?
Yeah, I try to watch the guys as much as I can. Obviously, like, they're bowling great. And one of the things I've noticed, and I guess it's something that kind of bothers me a little bit when I read stuff online, is I know the scoring pace this year has been really high, and I know the lanes have probably been a little softer. But if you watch these kids bowl, you watch their swing path, you watch their launch angles, you watch their ball changes, you watch their speed and hand release changes. Like, these kids can bowl, and they're very, very good at what they do. And so it's a joy to see that, hey, there is a group of kids coming through that aren't just here for fun and to kind of, hang out. Like, they're here to win, and they're good enough, as shown this season. So, yeah, as much as I don't like watching them strike as much as they do, it's good to know, though, that the tour is in safe hands.
You came back this week after 2 weeks back home in Australia. How important was it to kind of get back home and just kind of feel rejuvenated and spend some time with your family? I know Hugo had a birthday earlier this week. So how important was that kind of time back home to help you succeed at your best this week?
Yeah, it was very difficult to come back, to be honest. But the moment that I get home and I get to be with my family and friends and like you said, just kind of decompress from a season or 2 or 3 of near misses for me, it was definitely building, and I'm very grateful that I decided to go home and just kind of recharge, and it really did. Like I said, I told you earlier, I don't think I can remember a Hugo's birthday where I've been home. So to be able to spend his birthday with him was special. We got to hang out on his birthday. So, and those are the little things that they recharge you, but then you get reminded, I got to leave again, and that's why it's so difficult to get back on the plane. But other than the first session and then the very last session at this tournament, I definitely felt more free, and I think that is a contributor. Going home is a contributing fact. That the ring 10s and the pocket 710s, they're not frying me out as much as I see some of the other guys.
As hard as it is to leave home, the reason you do that is for opportunities like you have on Sunday to win another major, to get closer and closer to 20 and your out of your mind goals. How do you? I'm trying to think of the way to phrase this here. How motivated are you to? When you have these chances to take advantage of them as you create them for yourself?
Yeah, I think in terms of motivation levels, they don't really fluctuate. I'm constantly motivated to do my best and to win as many titles as I possibly can. And so, given an opportunity on Sunday, my job is to get out there and throw the ball at what I'm looking at. I know in order to do that, I've got to feel great. So tomorrow's going to be a very well-needed rest day. Do as much decompression as I possibly can. And, come out on Sunday feeling as free as possible and as comfortable as possible, as early as possible.
We talked the other day. The singles, it's been 3 years since you won a singles title. I believe that's the longest of your career. But the game-to-game performances has still been pretty strong. You've been up there in average each of the last few seasons. How do you, I know we talked about this the other day, but just how do you process, like, when your game-to-game, shot-to-shot process is working, but the results at the end of the week just aren't coming?
Yeah, I guess to kind of continue on from our previous conversation about that, I think partly because the scoring pace is as high as it is, in order to make these shows and win these championships, you have to have the best ball reaction in the building. And for me, I felt like at those tournaments through the season, I've had patches where I'm like, wow, I have the best ball reaction in the field, and I can strike more than everyone else. And then, another session would come along, and I would just lose a little something. In terms of execution, I'm relatively happy. It's been a pretty solid season from an execution perspective, but I think my wheelhouse is that, 230 leader, 210 cut. I think that's my wheelhouse in terms of scoring pace. And, if we bowl enough tournaments in that space, then I feel like I can go on those little runs. And if I have a slow start or if I have a rough block somewhere along the way, I have the ability to outscore everyone by a considerable amount. It's hard to do that when the field is averaging 250, unless you're Francois Lavoie. And then you can, but no one else can.
Last question for you. I've noticed you've had an arm sleeve on for almost the entirety of your career, and you haven't been wearing it really at all this season.
I'm not wearing it?
No, you haven't been. Is there anything to that?
No. I think when I first started getting some of the tattoos, it was probably a little bare. So it's not like, I'm trying to like show off one or two little tattoos here. But now the arm's got a few more on it. And I don't know, I kind of just turned up this season and I think I bowled a practice session and just kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, oh, we don't need it, I guess. And then as soon as I stopped wearing it, everyone's talking about it. So I was like, all right, well, maybe you'll get sick of it in a minute. If I keep it off, then maybe people will stop worrying about it.
All right, Jason. Well,
I got one question. Characterize yourself, the Jason Belmonte that won for the first time the Tournament of Champions to where you are now.
I mean, older.
Well, outside of that, the obvious.
Yeah, I think the kid back then that won the first one, although it wasn't that long ago, was it? 2014. 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah. So, take me back. I think I just had this, kind of very positive outlook for the future. Now I'm at the end of my career. I'm trying to enjoy the moments because I know they're not going to last forever. And I didn't really think like that 10 years ago. I wasn't thinking like this is all going to end someday. Like you just, you're turning up, you're throwing the ball down the lane, you're just living in it, loving it, pushing to win. And now, you're like, oh, well, I don't know when it's going to be, but I know it's closer than what it was 10 years ago. So, but if I go back and talk to my younger self, I think I'd most definitely say, it's going to end. So, you know what? Maybe make your spares more often. you missed too many back then.
all right, Jason. We'll see you on Sunday.
All right, cheers, guys.
I appreciate it.